But let's pivot over to AVO and Paperhead.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on with you is the question.
Well, I got, man, a list of stuff we can go through. I was just making the list as we were listening. And first thing, I would like to kick off by maybe sharing my screen and show you guys
Yes, please.
what's going on.
Absolutely. And by the way, just for the panel in here, guys, my private chat is like not opening, of course, right now. So if you have anything specific you want to say in the private chat, Josh, you're just gonna have to pay attention or send it in
Okay.
Telegram.
Yeah, I'll send it in TG.
Perfect. Yeah. To begin, if you load AVO anywhere, it's like extremely fast now. I think we made it like 56% faster. Oh, sorry, 56 times faster than what it was before. We've added a lot of optimization to load times, and just the overall look is much cleaner. We've introduced some of the these UI changes over the past, I would say, 2 weeks or so. This was after we dropped V2 for our infrastructure. We'll continue to ship more UI changes. Some of the things you're gonna notice, as the week comes by. But when we dropped the V2 for the infrastructure, which was like a key moment in AVO's journey, we've noticed 90% like more efficient usage of our infra. We even made swaps just a few days ago. We were able to make swaps extremely cheap, so the agents can like swap into tokens. We made about like 122 times cheaper to swap between in and out of tokens. So that obviously enables it to trade at a much higher frequency. And more importantly, we are, and this is alpha, we're dropping some like really attractive smart indexes that I'm in my opinion is going to be interesting for the entire ICM ecosystem. I think that it would be probably providing more narrative exposure even within the ICM ecosystem, and yeah, that that would drop probably over the next week or so.
When you say narrative exposure, like kind of describe that for us. Like, are you gonna have a bunch of different narratives within this, or maybe give me some more information?
Something like, for example, like AI ICM. You've got like robotics ICM. You've got more, RWA ICM. And these could all be smart indexes. They would be sort of like including and excluding different tokens based on, it could be based on size. We can select what the specific algo could look behind it. But yeah, like that would be like, okay, I want the AI companies that are, considered part of ICM, and then you would just deploy into that smart index.
Dude, that looks awesome. Did you update the website at all? Because I don't remember seeing that background last time I was on the.
The background would change every time you load. But yeah, basically, we would be shipping more on the web app, but also we would start focusing on shipping the AVO app. So we kicked off the development last week, and we should have 2 releases. One is an closed alpha release for a select group of people, and that would make onboarding even easier than here. So like instead of Connect Wallet, you guys have probably experienced similar onboarding speeds, such as on FOMO, Bags app. You connect your X account, you have an embedded wallet, you can fund, and then we just make the entire onboarding experience much more seamless for especially new users who are just getting started. Even others, experienced Solana users usually just deposit more Solana into their app's wallet. But yeah, that's what's on the horizon.
And sorry, Paperhead, is that's a mobile app, right?
Yes, that's a mobile app. Like that's going to be available on iOS and Android.
Can we talk about why you decided to go that direction? Because we're seeing a lot of interest kind of from mobile apps right now. We're seeing FOMO's kind of popping off. We know Moby's working on a mobile app. Obviously, Believe's working on their mobile app. It seems like there's starting to be some attention surrounding mobile apps when in the past that's been not so popular for crypto. What made you guys decide to go with a mobile app and start creating that?
Well, numbers scream, because still over 70% of the usage on AVO is within like mobile app screens, and then within like
Wow.
they go and they open it in Phantom, and that experience is, in my opinion, pretty shitty. You have to go to the website and then you click connect and it take you to Phantom, and then you have to open it again and you have to connect it there. So it's you're opening the web app within another app. We want to make it super simple to just be able to invest in, say, an agent or an index. And if you want to do that, we have to do the hard work of just shipping the actual app. If other projects are doing it, they probably are seeing the same things on their end. There's more attention on the mobile side. There's more persistency as well. You can build that sort of story with the user where they join and they use and they are paying attention to different things. There's more persistency rather than just visiting a website.
It's really interesting. So do you think we're kind of heading in that direction where we're going to see more trading happening on mobile maybe than desktop in the future? Or just like, what's the long-term vision on that you see directionally?
Really, in my opinion, I think what we're going to see, like, more sophisticated trading is going to continue to happen on desktop, but more like on the go observability and like knowing what's going on, say, with your portfolio. It's probably going to be on your phone.
That makes sense. I feel like it's so much easier to just pull up the phone, see what's going on, and rather, I mean, I'm half the time I'm not at my computer, so this makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Another thing, we are also shipping like dev support and developer infrastructure, which is enabling developers to start deploying and updating and working with, say, their agent or their instance on AVO, just through code. We already have the tracker that you can put a wallet and start tracking with the tracker agent. But we've heard that some developer teams want more customizability, be able to update, say, their portfolios at their own intervals. And we want to be able to provide them that sort of API layer so that they can do it. And we're also working on that. That's actually all feeding into something we've talked about last time, which is Avonomics, where Avo's token actually empowers the entire platform, both web, mobile, as well as the developer side. Half of the fees as a deployer you earn on Avo, and that's quite attractive for teams who are just getting started and want to release something. So we want to incentivize people to release. We are working on a better ranking algorithm where and performance as well as other metrics would matter in terms of your visibility on Avo. So because we are starting to gain more users and we will have more weight on distribution. Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah, I loved your Avonomics. I was actually looking for it on Twitter here. I just pulled up that tweet. But you had a full breakdown of the Avonomics. I'm not sure if you want to touch on that a little bit more in just detail.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So the brief I believe I left on Twitter was we will grow the team reserve to a set percent of the total supply through the fees we're collecting. So right now, every transaction that goes through the platform, it has an attached Avo fee, and that fee goes split between the deployer, the referral, if you're referred to a friend, as well as the platform. And we want to grow the team reserve to about 10%. And we're already seeing that inflow of fees, and we are already seeing that reserve growing past 10%. We will then, again, I haven't finalized the complete, to the T type of Avonomics, but the idea is after the reserve, we would burn everything that we've acquired after. So these fees are being acquired at market value. And because they're being paid for, right, you're taking actual paid for Avos out of circulation. So we would then burn it. And obviously after paying the developers and such. Yeah, that's
Just
most of the idea behind it. Right?
can we talk about growth? I remember the first time we had you on, you talked about growth. You know, you guys were growing nicely. You kind of took a pause, pivot to work on refining the platform.
Yes.
You know, pivoting the platform, etc. Have you started to see growth pick back up again? Or are you still in that refinement phase where it's like ironing it out? Maybe just give us some thoughts there.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, like there was a period of time where we like, okay, let's slow down on intake and be focused on actually improving the foundation of the platform so that we can build better and enable, the AVO developers who are joining us to be able to build properly. So we did that. The growth was hindered, obviously, but it was short-lived, and we wanted to do that because we actually didn't want to serve more users at that point. Right now, it's picking up again. We're starting to see more interest around actually not agents. Like we're starting to see interest of people wanting to invest in smart indexes and sort of managed portfolios. So once that kicks in, I think right now we're at about 8,500 users, give or take.
Wow.
Once that kicks in, I think we will have a much bigger adoption because we are tailoring ourselves to a broader audience who is already interested.
What do those indexes look like?
So they are gonna basically be okay. This is, just an idea, like top ICM projects, right? And they're going to be certain distribution. They're updated, say, every 5 or 10 minutes, and you have the same experience as a user. You just buy into it, and it would be automatically managed for you. So it would feel the same, but basically the logic behind how it's being calculated and what the portfolio is going to be different.
Cool. No, that sounds awesome. We're excited. We love AVO, obviously friends of the show. We're kind of getting here to the point where you guys start judging. So maybe give us some closing thoughts. What you're most excited for? What you're excited for the video competition? Let's hear it,
dude. I think that I'm an AVO absolutist. I think Lewis was saying like, a lot of the submissions were AVO. So shout out to the to the Avolians and the AVO community. I'm sure there are many who are already watching this, and there are maybe later at the end of this video. I think one video didn't actually make it because they used a lot more AI tools outside of just Foundry. Maybe we can just showcase that.
Oh,
it's like an anthem.
Don't worry.
Yeah, dude. If we can, that's like, crazy. I want to give a shout out to that guy. Like he put a lot of work and effort in it.
Okay, well, let's definitely shout him out. We will, like I said, I can't open private